Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I am, of course, Jimmy, and we are proudly sponsored by Action Coach Sheffield. If you're a growing business and you want support to continue that growth, they're the people to speak to. Do an absolutely fantastic job. I'm going to one of their masterclasses next week. Cannot wait. Really helps me out. Action Coach Sheffield is the place to be. We're also sponsored by VMB Auto Centres. And if your MOT is coming up, they're offering you 50% off. 50% off a £30 deal. Meaning your MOT, if you're in and around the Handsworth area, you can get it for around 15 quid. Well, you can get it for 15 quid, unless there's a lot of work to do on it. And even if you're not in and around the Handsworth area, like I wasn't, then because it's such a good deal, you travel to them. So thank you to them for their continued support. Football's back. Football's back. We are back. I'm not an international football kind of guy, if I'm honest. It's all about the Blades for me, personally. Other people I understand are into England. Certainly weren't bothered about watching the England C team over the last few weeks. Just give me football back. And now we've got a lovely long run of domestic football, which is what it's all about for me. So we've got a lot to get through. We only usually go for about half an hour on the warm-up. This is the warm-up. And because it's the warm-up, we're also sponsored by Triple Point Brewery. So thank you to Triple Point for their continued support of the channel also. Okay, so let's get into some comments first before we get cracking, just to say hello to everybody. Can anyone explain why the last international match was on the 17th, then wait a week, then have to play 3 times in 6 days? I hate the international breaks for the Tin Pot Nations League. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Well said, Chris. Completely agree. I'm going to have to sit up. I'm going to have to readjust my spot. I think I might be wrong, but it feels as though these have got a little bit bigger since last time. Or they certainly looked at the other day. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, before I forget, put in the comments, because I've got a backlog now, a bank of Disco Dave songs. And it's about, there's loads. There's almost one on every player. So write down which player in the comments you want a song about at the end of the show, and we'll stick Disco Dave's song on about whoever wins that race, if you like. So Gareth says, any news on this take? Oh, no, you said the T word. You said the T word, Gaz. Lots of rumours in the media at the minute. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Right, I'll cover this very quickly and very briefly, because we talk about it ad nauseum in the Platinum chat, and I know some get fed up of it very quickly. I did a video on it last week. I understand why further questions are coming in, because there's been an article in the Mirror stating that Prince Abdullah is now the reason for the delay in any potential takeover deal. It's my understanding that's not the case. I obviously only hear one side of it. I don't know anything about this consortium, but I'm led to believe, I'm strongly told in no uncertain terms, the article's false. Fake news, as our friend the Donald would probably say. I think it's a tricky one for Prince Abdullah, this, because, and just to sort of try and give some perspective on it, how does he refute these sort of allegations, if you like, or these rumours that it's him that's holding it up? Because you can either say nothing and take it on the chin, and then people assume. I don't think the Mirror's a very reliable source, and I know a lot of people will be of that opinion, but still, it's mudslinging, isn't it? And some mud sticks. But do you stay silent, take it on the chin, and sort of have some people believe that you are a problem in the deal and you are the one holding it up? Or do you come out swinging and say, hang on, I'm sick of this. I can't say anything. I haven't said anything thus far, but I'm going to tell you now, it's nothing to do with me. And if there's any delay, then it's certainly not from our camp. That insinuates it's from the other camp, or certainly either the EFL or the consortium. And that won't go down with either one of those parties. Won't go down very well with either one of those parties. So you jeopardize putting bumps in the road and sort of making your relationship difficult with either the prospective new owners or the EFL, who we've already banged heads with and sort of mended fences with, if you like. So I do, from the side that I can see it from, and that's what it is. I have to be completely open, and I wouldn't try and fool anybody, but I think it's very difficult for Prince Abdullah to come out and defend himself here, because he wouldn't want to jeopardise the deal, or any deal, or any future deal. It might, even if this one doesn't go ahead for whatever reason, an outside party may not like the optics of Prince Abdullah coming out and saying, not my fault, someone else's fault, someone else involved in the negotiations' fault. Sometimes, and I'm told this rather than from experience, it's better to keep stum. And, I'm not one for doing that. But that's all I'll say. So, Gaz, in terms of the takeover, I'm told it's not a hold-up at Prince Abdullah's end. But that's the side of the fence I get the information from. So, make of that what you will. Moga, good evening, pal. Not sure why the media reports Prince Abdullah holding up. He wants out unless the buyer could put the club under a bus within 24 months. Look forward to hearing your take. Thank you, mate. Hope that's okay for you then. Evening, Jimmy says, Jack, I was really confident until the news about Blaster. Yeah, rumours circulating online everywhere now about Blaster being out long term. We'll wait for the club to make an official statement on that, I think. But it is heavily speculated now that his injury is a pretty bad one. I'm hoping for O'Hare and Gus to perform. Absolutely, against the former club. Defensively, I'm confident, but in the middle and up top, not so much. Okay, pal. These run of games has got even tougher. If we get through them somewhat positive, I'll be happy. Definitely going to need the funding for Jan. Gaz says, hi, Jimmy. Where are all the Prince lovers now? And what do they make of the hold-up with him holding things up? I'm not a Prince lover. Get gone. Let's move on. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Gaz, obviously, I've just given a completely different take on that. But you're entitled to your opinion as well. You're never going to be universally loved as an owner of a football club. It's a thankless job. So, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, pal. Absolutely. Jamie, good evening, mate. Evening, Jimmy. Let's pray that Lampard is chosen for the job. Let's pray. To be honest, mate, I think Lampard is poor, and I think he's a choice on because he's a trendy choice. He's a fantastic former player, and it's a name value thing, I think, rather than a solid managerial appointment. I'm just hoping they don't appoint anybody before we play him, because even if it's Lampard, you can get that bounce, can't you? And look, they went. This won't be an easy game. Coventry went to Sunderland, who were top of the league, sort of, who were top of the league, who were winning 2-0 at half time, and they brought it back to 2-2. Coventry, who had sacked Mark Robbins the week before. So it's, going to be tricky. Dave the Nose Leary, good evening, pal. Big part of the Ramble team now these days. Feels like forever since we played the other lot. It does, mate. It does seem like a while, doesn't it? Can't wait to get down to COV now. Another tough fixture, but I fancy us for it. 2-0 Blades. Let's go. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Davey boy. Much appreciated, pal. Mr. V, hi, Jimmy. I'm really looking forward to this fixture, as I believe Coventry are a much better team than their table position says. Expecting a big game from Gustavo and O'Hare, with both to score. 2-1 is my bet. Nice. David says, good evening, Jimmy. Proper football is back. Come on, you red and white wizards. I don't make predictions, as each time we lose, no matter what I say we lose. So I'm going to go, not being a jinx, not being a jinx. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Hit the like button, please. Thank you, pal. Creeping ever so closer to that magical 5,000 subscribers number. Thank you, Mr. V. Let's get it done, Blades. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. Yeah, last count, we were 56 away from 5,000. And I've been saying for a while, there are going to be some changes when we hit that 5K. All positive changes. Obviously, I can see from viewing figures and feedback that I get, because it's a very open community, which I love, but I can see the things that you like. And I just want to improve the offering, and I want to sort of get bigger and better. And as I say, there's a few things planned for 5K day, whenever that does come. So please support the channel if you're not already. And I know there's people that are watching that aren't subscribed, because views are outstripping subscribers. So there you go, you see. There you go. So I think this is a beautiful time and I'm just going to see if I can find it here to jump into our. Well, we don't know much about COV, do we? We don't know what to expect from Coventry, I should say. So why not ask a Coventry fan? And today we've got a YouTube star, and I want to thank Matt SB very much for his time and for putting this together for us. And yeah, this is a Ramble rundown by the famous, wonderful YouTuber Matt SB. Thank you, pal. Hope you enjoy this, Blades.
Hello everyone, it's Matt SB here, Championship Connoisseur. Thank you for having me on the Blades Ramble. I'm here to answer some questions for the upcoming Coventry City versus Sheffield United game. Let's go, I'm nervous. It's been 2 weeks since Mark Robins got sacked. The majority of the fan base was against it. We have Doug King, who I think is an ambitious owner, but he also said there was a fallout and that Mark Robins dismantled the coaching staff and that's why he got rid of him. I still think it's a real risk getting rid of Mark Robins. It's a risk that could work. Maybe we need to step out of our comfort zone to go to that next level, but I've got to be honest, I'm not totally sure what's going to happen now. Mark Robins is still a legend at Coventry, deserves a statue for what he's done, and we go into the unknown now without the great mother hen. As for the possibility of Frank Lampard coming in, at the time of recording this, he is the odds-on favourites. He's been in advanced talks with Coventry City over the managerial vacancy. People are quick to judge Frank Lampard and say, oh, he's rubbish. I think he's okay. He's done okay in some jobs, but he's not massively proven. His CV doesn't even compare to Mark Robins' CV. So, look, we're going to support him if he comes in, or even if it's someone else like Ruud van Nistelrooy or Lee Carsley, whoever it is, we will give them our full support. But it's big shoes to fill. Well, it's difficult to say because Mark Robins isn't here now. Will the new manager or the interim manager go with a different style? I think he'll stick to what the players know best to start off with, which is a back three / back five, attacking fullbacks, of course. 2 in the middle or 3 in the middle with 2 up top or 3 up top. Depending on who's fit, really. We've got Haji Wright missing, which is a big blow. So I would expect 5 at the back. I'm going to say 3 in the middle and 2 up top. Whether it's Ellis Sims and Thomas Asante, I'm not sure. Well, I think it's Haji Wright, and like I said, he is injured. He got an injury away at Sunderland just before the international break, which is a big blow and possibly a blessing for the Blades. We've still got Ellis Sims though, so I think going forwards, if we score 1 or 2 at the weekend, I would imagine he will be involved. Well, I think it's probably at the back. I don't think we have too many problems scoring goals. It's just at the back. We've only kept 2 clean sheets this season, so whether that's Bobby Thomas or Liam Kitching, they're the 2 centre-backs we got from Barnsley. I don't know, it make me a little bit nervous. I think down the sides as well, because we play with attacking fullbacks, you might be able to expose us down the sides. So, yeah, for sure, I think Sheffield United do stand a chance of scoring in this one. Well, like I say, a lot of these questions have become really difficult because I'm not sure how Coventry City are going to play without Mark Robins now. With Mark Robins, you had an idea of how we might play, but I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, we did have 1 game without Mark Robins away at Sunderland where we weren't great in the first half but came back into it in the second half. Like I say, we've got midfielders like Ben Sheaf, Josh Eccles and Victor Torp that like to play with the ball and try and play it through the thirds. I'm not sure. It could be a cagey one because I'm looking at Sheffield United's defence, really tight. I think 1 goal could be enough to win this game, so I think it'd be a close game and possibly a cagey one. Well, like I say, I've just highlighted the main strength, I think, is building from the back. I think your defensive numbers are really good. Yourselves and Burnley keeping quite a few clean sheets. I will say, not that there's many weaknesses to this Sheffield United team, but I feel a bit more confident with it being at Coventry. I watched both of the Sheffield United away games to Leeds and Middlesbrough, and it just feels like you are that bit better at Bramall Lane. That said, though, this is not going to be a walk in the park. Sheffield United would be top of the league if it wasn't for the 2-point deduction. So, yeah, if this was at Bramall Lane, I'd be really heavy on Sheffield United. But with it being at the CBS and with the Coventry fans being there in their numbers, probably about 28,000, I think we stand a chance because, like I say, we've got the home advantage. But it's going to be a tough one. I think you're a tough nut to crack. I really like that back line. Well, I don't want to sound too boring, but I'm going to actually say 0-0. Now, if I wasn't a Coventry fan, I probably would just be leaning towards the Blades, but I feel like I've got to be biased and back us to get something here. So I'll go for a 0-0 draw. Not the most exciting game, but like I say, I'm not sure how often we're going to be able to break down your defence, so maybe a 0-0 draw is the only way Coventry gets something out of this. But like I say, if you guys, perform well going forwards, you could break our back line down and possibly snatch this 1 or 2-0. But I'm going to go for a goalless draw. As for where you can find my channel, well, I talk all things Championship on Matt SB on YouTube. Be sure to check it out. I don't use many of my other social platforms, but if you want to search for Matt SB on Instagram and Twitter, be sure to get involved. But yeah, check out the YouTube channel. And like I say, a massive thank you to Blades Ramble for having me today. And make sure you subscribe to him as well, actually. So close to 5,000 subscribers. You guys know what to do. Hit that button.
What a guy.
The final question before I go then is, where do I think these two teams will finish at the end of the season? Well, for Sheffield United, I think they're going to get into that top 2.
What a guy.
I think yourselves and Leeds over the course of the season will start to pull away. It depends how long Sunderland keep up this good start, but I'm going to go with Sheffield United in 2nd place. I still fancy Leeds to win the league, but I think Sheffield United will be up there as well. And then as for Coventry, I'm really not sure. It depends what manager comes in. I'll go 10th. We've got the quality to push for the playoffs, but I'm not totally sold on our performances so far this season. So I'll say 10th place. Thank you again for having me. Take care.
What a guy. What a guy. Thank you, mate. Very much appreciated. Matt SB, if you don't know who he is, where have you been? Because he's one of the nicest guys on YouTube, produces some great content. And I have to say, those packages, I really like them. Because I think it's like a controlled way of getting to know the opposition. It's short, sharp, and sort of quick to the point, really good. You get to know some other faces. You get to know from people who know the team. But they take me a while to put together, in all honesty, because I'm not an editor. But that was one of the easiest, and I thanked him today because that was one of the easiest edits I've ever had to do. It came back so professional, and yeah, I appreciate everybody that helps us out with those sort of things. But he was just a dream to work with. So where were we? So Jack says, I think these upcoming games will be our biggest test to see where the team is. Agreed. Liam, good evening, pal. Evening, Jimmy. I've changed my mind from Hot Topic and going for a 2-0 win with Hamer and O'Hare both scoring up the Blades, up the Ramble. Please, all who's watching, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, please. Thank you, Liam. Yeah, if you're confused as to what Liam's talking about with Hot Topic, it is one of our Rambler exclusive offerings. We have a show every Monday that's exclusive to Ramblers, and it's either Hot Topic or 3 Mardy Blades. And yeah, it's good. It's great. Okay, 2-0 win. 2-0 win. Fair dues, Liam. I don't know if I'm that confident, but I think we'll win. We'll come to it later. Kelly says, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Hope you're well. Hope we get a win on Saturday, another away win. Yeah, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Now then, Blades, says Dom. Good evening, pal. Jack says, I'm sure Wilder would have had a plan for injuries, right, guys? Yeah, you can only plan with what you've got, can't you? Obviously, we'll work around it if we can. Martin, thank you very much, pal, for becoming a Rambler. Very much appreciated. Thank you for the support. You'll now be able to jump into our WhatsApp group as well if that's something you're interested in. Tom Davis looks really healthy in his interview. If we can get him fully fit, it'll be helpful. I'm sceptical, Jack. Not sceptical on his ability, not sceptical on how well he looked. It's great to see him talking so openly about subjects that a lot of us here are passionate about as well. If anybody missed it, it was talking about mental health, and there's a whole video on it on the Sheffield United YouTube channel. The only thing I'm skeptical about is his ability to stay fit. And I don't like saying it out loud because I want to, obviously we all wish him all the best, but he's not been able to have a consistent run of fit. Injury concerns and things of that nature. You look at other players such as Ryan Brewster and Reece Norrington-Davis, who've also been out with long-term injuries. So far, and I'm touching wood, there doesn't seem, so far, touching everything, to have been a reoccurrence. Now, is that a good omen for Tom Davis? Let's all hope so, because that would be incredible. Tim, good evening, pal. I think it'll be a really tough game. My guess is 1-1. Would you take a 1-1, Tim? Would you take a 1-1? I think we can nick this. It's just difficult when they've sacked a manager into it. You don't know how they're going to perform, which is always a little bit. Hi, Jimmy. Had the pleasure of meeting your dad in Benidorm. Top bloke. Had a chat with him up the Blades. Up the. Oh, yes, Martin. I shouted you out on one of the rambles because he made sure I did. You know, he's talk about privileges. But when you're a friend of Andy the Blade, then you jump the queue, don't you, sometimes, unfortunately. So, yes, Martin, thank you for joining, pal. Nice to chat with you. And sorry if Andy the Blade was a drunken mess in Benidorm. He's enjoying his retirement, let's say that. Extreme Dave says, evening, Jimmy. Wouldn't be surprised if COV give us a proper game, if I'm honest. I agree. Oh, we can dig our heels in and grab another away win. Me too, pal. It's going to be difficult, but we need to show we can overcome it. Paolo says, hey, all. Hope everyone is well. We are, mate. Hope you are too. Welcome to the Madhouse Mind, says Mr. V. Football is back. My hippiness is back. I've only just got to the 702 comments. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on and joining in. Dare I say it? Do you think the rumours are true with Prince Abdullah holding the Takeover deal back? You can tell I'm behind now because I've obviously covered that. Hope that answers it for you, Dean. Brand says, evening, Jimmy lad. Hope you're well. Hoping for a 0-2 win for United. Campbell and Hamer to score. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Good evening, Jimmy, says Nige. Hope you're well. Not sure if I've missed anything so far. Plenty of rumours going about the Takeover now regarding the Prince holding it up. Getting embarrassing now, to be honest. It's just dragging on into it. I think we're all sick of hearing about it. Obviously, which is crazy to say because it's got such huge ramifications for us all going forward, hasn't it? But it's been, 3 years of this now where it's on, off all the time. So really tricky. Like and subscribe, Blades and Bladettes. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, says nice. Thank you, pal. Mel says the City lights plus the defeat had a substantial effect on many Owls fans. Thankfully, the distressed station staffed by trained vets helped. Wow. 1-1. Cov might have a new manager, so that's why I'm going for a draw, says Ray. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. I think Rotherham Town Centre's Christmas tree sums up the roller coaster of a takeover. Any news on Blaster? I've not seen it in. Rumours going round, Nige. That is out for some time, unfortunately. Bids, good evening, pal. Keep stum. It's the best way. Absolutely right. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. United are capable of a 2-0 win, says Dom. Let's see it. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. Nate says, hi, Jimmy. Hope you well. Any injuries from the international break? Apparently, and this just comes from our Ramble chat, so I haven't seen it myself, but Harry Suter went down with a bit of a head injury on about 85 minutes. So fingers crossed he's okay. But you always think with a head injury, are they going to sort of lean on concussion protocol? I really hope not. So we'll cover that in the team that we pick in a minute. Born to be Wilder. The Prince needs to stay. One sentence. The article is fake. End of story, says Anne. If it's not said, the story carries on. Absolutely right. If Blaster's out for the season, let's hope not. Who do you think we'll bring in? Well, we've got to wait till January to bring anybody in. I think Peck might slot in. In fact, well, Jack's talking about it now. We need two up top, Moore and Campbell. Let's jump into it now. Let me see if I've got it here. Yeah, let's go for a bit of Born to be Wilder.
Born to be wild.
Kill. Born to be Wilder. So let's go then. What's your team for Coventry away? And I think, to be honest, if the rumours of alleged injury concerns are true, then there's only one way we can line up. And that is with Michael Cooper, the best goalkeeper in the Championship. Super Cooper between the sticks. Absolutely no question about it. And then I'm going with what I believe. Again, I'm going to repeat this statement. It's no slight on others in the squad, but I believe strongly that this is our best back four by a distance. Certainly forming that sort of those relationships and partnerships all along the back line. It's going to be Alfie Gilchrist on the right, Harrison Burrows on the left, and in the middle, Harry Suter, hopefully, if he's not injured. He did get a head injury whilst on international duty. And Anel Ahmedhodzic. Brilliant back four, brilliant back five, 10 clean sheets in 15 games. Absolutely incredible return from our defence. Long may it continue into the middle then. And this is where it gets interesting because we're all led to believe, we've all seen the reports and heard the rumours that Ollie Arblaster is out. And we don't know at this stage, we've not had it confirmed how long he's out for. There's all sorts of rumours flying around, but we'll wait for the club to confirm how long that's going to be. So if Ollie Arblaster's not in contention, then you've got to go with the man who replaced him in the England squad and the man who will likely replace him in our squad in terms of the next best available, and that is Sidney Peck alongside Vinny Souza. I think these two can form a really strong partnership. I'm hoping that Peck can find some consistency, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but I don't think we've quite found in some of our youngsters. I think Ollie Arblaster falls into that category as well. It's to be expected with youngsters, but we know he's got the ability. So can he keep up that level that we need him to if he's going to be in Ollie Arblaster's seat for the next few weeks or maybe even months? So is it an area we need to strengthen in January if Blaster is indeed out? As I say, we'll wait and see what the club says. Then I think the rest of the team picks itself. Jezrin Raksaki comes in on the right. I'm putting Callum O'Hare, an ex-Coventry boy, on the left-hand side. But obviously you can switch that in and out with Gus Hamer. I'm playing Gus Hamer in the 10, so interchangeable with Callum O'Hare. And they're going to back up our lone striker in the absence of Kiefer Moore, but done a sterling job, it has to be said. Who put the ball in the Wednesday net? Tyrese flipping Campbell. So that is my team. Let me know what you think of the team. That's the team I'm picking to play. Remember, this is the team that we want to pick. It's not the team that we think Wilder will pick. But on this occasion, should all these players mentioned be fit, I think this is the team that Wilder might go with, to be honest. So let me know your thoughts. Would you change anything? Am I way off? Would you want to see Ryan Oney from the start, maybe alongside Tyrese Campbell? Is Peck not the man to come alongside? Is it a case of you drop Hamer back in alongside Vinny and play two up top? You might want to do that, but I think Peck's coming off a very strong performance for the England elite squad, scoring a goal and assisting 3 times. The prospects at Sheffield United, in terms of the youth players coming through, Del Gary has done, and his team have done an amazing job. So let me know. And that was Born to be Wilder.
Born to be wild.
Tell.
Nice. Was that seamless enough that you didn't know that whole little segment was recorded? Let me know. Let me know, because I'm I'm trying to pull it off. But because of all the animations and stuff, and when things are on screen, you can't talk, or it mutes your microphone. So it's easier to do it as a pre-recorded package, and I think they work really well. So just, again, this is a channel for everybody, so let me have your feedback on what you think works, what you think don't work. We're all in it together, aren't we? So let me find where we were. We've spoken to Nige. We've said evening to Bids. Got Anne's comment too. Nay says 4 points in the next 2 would be fine. Okay, so that is... Oh, I'm not sure about that, you know, Nath. So that's COV away and Oxford at home. I'm expecting to beat Oxford at home. And I think that there won't be an easy game, but I'm expecting to beat Oxford at home. Difficult, but you've got to expect to win those games. I like them as a team. I like Des Buckingham. I'm expecting to win. That means that you must be willing to take a draw at COV. Surely that's what it means. I don't know if I am. 5K for New Year's Day, says Bids. 5 days before Christmas Day. That's what we're aiming for. And look, 5K before December would be nice. We've got 10 days to get 56 at last count, I think. 56 new subscribers. I know you can all help me out with that. Cheeky 2-1 away for the Wizards, says Steve-O. Love that. It's time for Peck to shine, says John. 2-0 win for the Blades. Hamer double. Is Keith back up the Blades? I don't think he's going to make it back in time. I don't think he's far away. Obviously, I assume, and it is an assumption, that it'll be Wilder's presser tomorrow. So we may know more. We may know more about Keith. We may know more about Blaster. We may know more about Harry Suter. Obviously, we're going a little bit early with this. Keep HMS clean sheet sailing. The 7 Seas, says Jimmy. Let's have another Blackburn type performance. Sorry, Matt and Sophie. Yeah. Sorry to Matt SB. What a top man. I'm a Prince lover, says Dino, and if somebody can show me who we've ever had that's been better, I'll laugh my socks off at them. It's only a couple of days ago it was reported the Prince's end of the deal was sorted. I know we've had conflicting reports, haven't we, Dino? And I think that adds to people's frustration, to be honest. Dublin Blade says, I'd have preferred if you'd have asked Matt's sister Sophie to do the view from COV, Jimmy. Behave yourselves, lads. Behave yourselves. Matt's great, and so is Sophie. Evening, Jimmy. Another solid performance and a 2-0 win, says Ian. I like Matt's content, but next time, can we have Sophie on Up the Blades, Up the Ramble? Like and subscribe. This is disgraceful. I thought we were better than this. Jack says, I'm a little concerned about their midfield and their ball possession. We're most of the time easily broken down. I was talking to my dad about this. Andy the Blade. Not much mention, even from Matt, about Ben Sheaf, who we really like. So, interesting to see if he has much of a say in the game, because nobody's really talking about him. Good player, particularly if we aren't firing on all cylinders in centre midfield. Or does Vinny just take care of him? Attacking fullbacks, where have I heard that before, says Chris. Coventry aren't going to be a walkover and very unpredictable. I'd be happy with a 1-1. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, pal. Phil says Blades are going to smash COV. Oh, that's confidence in it. Tyrese Campbell is on fire. No way COV breaking down our defence. 3-0 Blades. I think that is, from what Matt was saying, and I put a lot of credence in what the away fans say about their team, because I try and get, even though we had a Wendy on, apologies, James, because you are a good lad, but I try and get lads and lasses on who know the stuff, who I would listen to anyway, and sort of ask their opinion on things. With Matt saying they're okay scoring goals, it's the defence that he's worried about. I think that plays into our hands, doesn't it? Because we are super solid at the back. And I'm not saying we'll have another 10 clean sheets in the next 15 games, but we are a very difficult team to break down. So if we can get over the line and get that all-important goal, I think we take 3 points away from Coventry. Mate's channel is great. Matt's channel is great. Look forward to their predictions. Also, I believe they have 80k subscribers. Yes, they do, pal. Yes, they do. We are some way behind Matt SB, but he's been going for a long time and he's very good at what he does. So if you haven't seen his channel, then please do go check it out. Peck's done well for England elites, so I think he'll step up his game now, says Nige. I think it would have given him some great confidence. Sod Matt SB, says Paul. We want Sophie, who knows more and doesn't hold back. Wow. Is that why you want her on, Paul? Has Suter come back fit? I don't know, mate. I don't know, John, to be fair. We'll soon find it. Mr. Vancouver, thank you so much for your generous donation to the channel. A huge supporter of the Ramble and very much appreciated, pal. Thank you. O'Hare on the double. Gus bagging an assist. 2-0 Blades. Up the Blades. Up the Ramble, says Slits. As a Coventry fan, I'd be really pleased with a draw. I'm sure you would, Claire. Claire, who's supported the Ramble for some time now, so thank you for your continued support. But we're drawing the line, aren't we? Here, we're drawing the line. We're enemies for one game only. So yeah, it says it all. I think that Coventry would be happy with a draw. We've got to go there and get something. I think again, it comes back down to where do we want to be at the end of the season? If we're going to be top 2, I think we need to be going into these games, hitting teams while they're in poor form, like we did with Luton, hitting teams while they're in poor form and sort of taking advantage of the fact that they're having a dip. If it had come 2 weeks before, when Mark Robbins is in charge, it might be different. If it's coming 2 weeks after, when probably Frank Lampard's in charge, it might be different. But this is a vulnerable stage for them. They've no real manager in place at the moment. I think we nick it. I'd like to think so anyway. What does a takeover, says David. I'm going to have to try and speed up these comments. We haven't even got to Disco Dave yet, and I'm 15 minutes behind in comments. I think Moore will score. Jez will have a good one. O'Hare and Gus should pop off. Is Moore still injured, says Nath. Yes, I believe so, but won't be far away. Born to be is a win-win. Love that. Thank you, pal. If Suter is out, Rob will come in and do a job. Yeah, he will. I just don't think we're as solid without Harry Suter, and I don't think Jack Robinson's on the same level, even though he can do a job. I'll take that he can do a job, definitely. We only won once and lost in the last so many games, says Paul. Yeah, it's a tricky place to go. I understand that, but they're on one of their poorest runs in recent memory, aren't they? So surely you have to take advantage of that. First half goals conceded this season. Wow. This season, -1. Is that Phil Oakley from the Human League? I wouldn't have thought so, but maybe. I think once we sort the chances creating out and more solid up front, will be a major threat for teams. If Matt SB got all his predictions right this season, we'd be 12th now, says Dom. Look, he won't be the only one that's done us down on predictions, will he, to be fair? There'll be a lot of amended predictions that have to bump Sheffield United up. Probably some of ours included, to be honest. Sousa's the perfect player to bring Peck on, says Dino. Blaster being injured is a tremendous opportunity for the lad. 3-0 Blades, up the Ramble. Are you doing a watch-along vlog? Well, you have asked the right question, Kelly, because I certainly am doing a watch-along. So we will be there watching the game. And we won't be there. We won't be at the game. We'll be doing a watch-along on the channel. And I've just had it confirmed. We've beaten deadline day to sign Andy the Blade up for the watch-along as well. So whether we can sort the connection out between us, I'm not entirely sure. But it'll be fun finding out, won't it? We're a far better team than Coventry, says Mel. Blades will win 2-0. I think because we've had no real shouts for who Disco Dave should be having a sing-song about, we're not going to have Ollie R. Blaster, Chicken and Pasta. This song I could not get out of my head for ages. So you can have it as well.
Bright lights, flashing lights, dancing feet in neon tights. Mirror ball, don't behave. Everybody shout out, Disco Dave. Disco Dave.
Jezerin, no Jezerin, no Jezerin Raksaki. Jezerin, no Jezerin, no Jezerin Raksaki. Where do you go to learn the game? Jezerin Raksaki. Wilder says it's Bramall Lane, Jezerin Raksaki. If you've got skill and want some fame, Jezerin Raksaki. Get thee sent to Bramall Lane, Jezerin Raksaki. You'll score goals, assists galore, Jezerin Raksaki. Find the head of Kiefer Moore, Jezerin Raksaki. Oh, Jezerin, no Jezerin, Jezerin Raksaki. Jezerin, no Jezerin, no Jezerin Raksaki. Inside, outside, what's the fuss? Jezerin Raksaki. Puts it on a plate for Gus. Jezerin Raksaki. Defenders dizzy and on toast. Jezerin Raksaki. Left foot curler inside post. Jezerin Raksaki. He's got skill, he's got pace. Jezerin Raksaki. Against Luton scored a brace. Jezerin Raksaki. Oh, Jezerin, no Jezerin, Jezerin Raksaki.
Disco Dave.
You, Disco Dave. I hope that's a little earworm for everybody else, like it was for me for ages, that song. So really appreciate it. Can't wait. The score will be 3-0, says Kel. Now we've got divided opinions. I wasn't going to read Paul's comment out, even though we are a channel of free speech. We do try and be positive. Paul says the singing is poor. I think you'll get some pushback on that. Dom says that it's a great song. Dave with another earworm says says Ian the Blade. And anyway, I'm not going to read that one from Jack, but you just made me giggle. So, right. Thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. I'll just finish on my prediction, I think. And it's as sort of uneventful as it sounds, the scoreline, I will be over the moon with a 1-0 Sheffield United win. And I think Gus is going to get it against his former club. I'd love it to be assisted by Callum O'Hare. But in all honesty, I don't care who gets it. As long as it's a win to 0, then we're all happy, aren't we? So come and join me and Andy the Blade for the watch-along on Saturday. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week. I am now going to be pretty much off the radar until Saturday because we're at the FCAs tomorrow night. So we're at the Football Content Awards where we're up for Best Football League Podcast. Thank you to everybody that voted and nominated us. And keep your fingers crossed for us. I'm not expecting a win, if I'm honest. We're in a category with very strong contenders. But just to be shortlisted is a huge honour. So thank you for supporting the Ramble and helping us enjoy continued success. And it's a channel for everybody, isn't it? So thanks again. Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blade!